Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Secure After Dark. I am your host, Tanner, and I've got here a special guest all the way from across the world here with us. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey, my name is Daniel. I'm right across the world in like a small Czech Republic. I'm currently living like a really small village, not even Prague, so something you will probably know at all. But like it's like perfectly covered for and like cool sounding to say that like I am doing what I'm doing in like a village of like 200 inhabitants.
Wow.
So I'm the designer of the brand AOKU and AOKU ware. It's a brand that like if you have met Tanner, he's probably like has his like laptop slapped with my stickers, and he's probably like wearing my backpack or uh my messenger bags. So yeah, I designed those bags, and AOKU ware is the brand that the bags are released on. We are also doing like a little clothing. The genre is called techwear, even though like there are already like people who feel that it's like slightly cringy. But like I would say to introduce it to common folk is like basically it's a mashup of like garments and accessories that have like some technical features that you will be probably finding on like let's say hiking gear, military gear, but they are designed for like regular street life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think you do a really, really great job at. I would almost say you're doing engineering as much as designing. Whenever it comes to a lot of your both your clothes and especially the bags. And so people are probably at this point, my cybersecurity people, they're like, what is this? Are we talking? Are we doing Fashion Week? And maybe we are, but I wanted
Okay.
to. What I realized is that we have a whole lot in common, especially whenever it comes to the cybersecurity stuff. You're really into hacking and that whole, the cultural side as well as the tech and playing with all kinds of stuff. And I thought, what's something that I think every hacker, cybersecurity person I've talked to, problem that we all have is finding a bag that works for us, like a really good bag. I can't tell you how many bags I've owned and sold, even currently own. I mean, I finally have landed on the AOKU bags, right? Which are just like I said, they're engineered, right? They're fantastic. And as we started talking more, I thought, how cool would it be for us to kind of talk about what would make the perfect bag for hackers, for people that are doing this stuff? What would be the ideal thing to kind of use and carry? And that's kind of why I wanted to bring you on. But I want to learn about you and everything like that as well. So,
Yeah,
kind of what piqued you talked a little bit about going back to some of the phone freaking stuff back in the day, which is how I got started
yeah,
doing some hacking.
yeah.
So how'd you get started? What kind of piqued your interest?
So well, thing is like I'm like 42 now, so like I grew in like communist Czech Republic or like Czechoslovakia, and like our first computer was like when I was like in a second grade. It was Commodore 64, and like since like the first computer, I was like hooked to computers. Like I loved that. I was like speaking about it like all the time. So like playing games and like doing like little basic programming, but like nothing really serious. And like later then the PCs came, and then I started to have like a slightly different hobbies like skating and uh graffiti and stuff like that, which is things that like kind of like led me into techwear and like designing and customizing bags and clothes for what I needed. And then there was this like a miracle movie, which was like a game changer for me. Like I bet like you know what movie I'm talking about. It's the 1995
Um,
Hackers movie where they are
yeah,
using computers, they are skating, they have like this like really cool clothes. So that movie that inspired me a lot, to be honest. And uh, I kind of like felt that it's like a dream. Like I was like never really good in like hacking and like programming and like any Unix stuff. I was more like the Joey Dr. Doom guy who who would love to hang out with the cool hacker guys and like using some stupid tools I downloaded from the internet that are probably called hackertools.exe and now probably like destroy my computer trying to persuade people to tell me their IP so I can open their CD-ROM drive remotely. So that was like kind of like one part that like I was like really looking up to all like hacking and like the cyberpunk culture and everything. Uh, but what really like was like my thing in it was like phone freaking. I like read Kevin's book or like that was like also like really great moment. And even though I was like really not technologically the smartest and like not really that much involved in that, I was able to manage to build several of the boxes and use them mainly for like pranking. So like no real use, like just pranking and yeah. So that's my background. Also, I bought the flipper and like thinking how I'm going to outsmart the society and everything. But like I already have like so many hobbies and like uh this thing, it feels like it's so good, but like I don't have enough time in my lifespan to learn all that stuff. Uh, I like to listen to like the classical dark web diaries podcast, and like I especially
Yeah.
like the physical penetration stories, which like that's something that like I can relate to, even though like I do not look like the typical guy that can like easily blend in. But like I really enjoy those stories, and like for some of my photo shoots, I'm even like trying to like sneak in like some corporate buildings and like behind that and do little of that, but like nothing as professional as you guys do.
Yeah, well, ours is probably also boring because most of the time I'm breaking into places, I put on a collared shirt and I say the clipboard. We do our covert stuff at night and all that too. But I think it's funny you said something about phone freaking. You said you mostly were just pranking people. That is almost everybody I've met. Essentially everybody I've met who is doing phone freaking that talks about it now. It's like, yeah, we were just playing. Like that
Yeah,
was really
exactly,
it. It was
exactly. Like I remember having like a notepad with like all the phone booth in the town, and I was like just randomly calling them and waiting if someone picks it up and like telling them, "Hey, you are on the list." I don't know what list. What are you talking about? Like the list, and just
oh
hang up.
man,
So
I bet this was what in the 90s or
yeah, yeah.
I can imagine Czech Republic in the 90s calling somebody from a phone booth telling them when they're on a list probably scared the hell out of them.
Yeah. That's what I was like hoping for. Like, but it was like mostly like really fun.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, I think the flipper was actually kind of I saw you had a flipper in one of your product pictures. And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And I went to message you about it and I saw mutual discords and I saw like, "Oh, he's like into." I was like, "Oh, okay, he's kind of about this stuff." And I was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
started asking about the firmware and kind of got us talking
yeah.
about it and stuff. And then I noticed in a lot of your designs, you have kind of some Easter eggs, like the USB sticker that I have on my laptop. And it's like 2600 on it,
Yeah,
with all the
yeah,
old magazines.
yeah.
2600 is actually still a thing. I'm going to a 2600 meetup tonight, actually.
Oh
So
wow,
those
that
are,
sounds so
yeah,
cool. Like,
yeah.
like, like here, like in Czech Republic, it was like just something like the people were like looking up to, like the 201600 magazine and like the whole scene in US. Like that was something that like people really like enjoyed.
Yeah, yeah. Were you familiar with Frack?
Yes.
Yeah. That just came to me. I
Now
haven't
that's
thought about
like
Frack
it
in
keeps getting
years.
like yeah. That's funny. Like yeah.
I think that was where I got plans for the blue box. Was got them from Frack magazine. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, cool.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was
That was
mostly like
awesome.
getting those online from like Hasta La Vista website. Like if you like, there was this astalavista.books.sk, and like
Yeah.
then you can like download the anarchist cookbook and stuff like that. So
Yep, yep, yeah. It sounds like the same story so many of my friends have. It's great. I love that everybody, even though not connected in any way, so many people had the same kind of experiences that they found themselves to. I love hearing that. I always think it's cool. So what kind of brought you to designing stuff, like especially designing it at the level that you do?
well, actually, like as I mentioned, like I was like skating, graffiti, and like a little bit of like the freaking thing. So and I was not like really part of like a rich family, and uh, like in Czech Republic, like you can't get like back in the day, you can't get like anything good. So I wanted to customize my stuff, you know. So I wanted to like take military surplus bags and like uh, customize them, tinker them to what I wanted them to do, like to like the way I can wear them in like a very different way, and to carry some other stuff, extra pockets, and like uh, mostly reworking like sling bags into backpacks. That was something that was like my thing that I really enjoyed doing. So kind of like this, and like before I was like skating and that, like I was in like a Boy Scouts group where we always like were going into the nature over the weekends. So that required also like a lot of like military bags that like we put our like sleeping bags in that, and uh I always like customized like my wear for that.
Right.
So it kind of was like like the need to customize and come kind of like get the product that fits me the best. And like later it led into like me customizing the acronym bag. Acronym is like another techwear brand in our like small pool of like techwear brands. They are basically like the main player, and like I don't know, like it's already like, oh, that's so long. So some time ago, I took their bag and I customized the bag the way I did like back in the 90s with like some military stuff. I posted it online and back on like Super Future Forum, and people really liked that. And that like really led into me designing like a bag from scratch. And that was like the Musetti bag, and it kind of like really worked. It was like there was like a really a spot on the market in like man bags, because like uh even though I'm not like gender specifying like who should be wearing it, most of the customers are men or people who identify as men. So so there was this like a tiny spot for men bags, and like the Mossetti hit that, and since then like just going bigger, bigger, bigger.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my wife has several AOKU bags as well. So
Yeah, so I saw your election. Thank you so much for the support. Like thank you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just buying what works. It's really what it was. We got one. I think I got the 130402 first, which is your large messenger bag. And I think it's a very one of the quite older models.
Yeah.
And she saw it and then was like, okay, I got to get a bag. And then that led to getting, I don't recall the medium sized bag, or so sorry, the small sized bag, and then she had to
Yeah.
have the tiger shard bag, of course. So, yeah,
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 you
yeah.
lucky you have the tiger shots. There were like 15 of those, like at all, like
Oh,
and
really?
there are like two in my position. So it was like
Yeah.
really small run.
Was I won't spend too much time on bore people who don't know, but was that a fabric that you had custom made or?
It was a fabric I had custom printed. It is
Okay, wow,
so it's like ripstop that you print. You can cut those things
very
out
cool.
like later, right? So so it doesn't bore people like with like
Ah,
stuff that like
that's fine. I did want to show. I'm going to show an example. I'm gonna grab the bag. I'm carrying it today.
Okay.
So people can kind of know what we're talking about. We'll link to the website and stuff as well. But so this is your newest creation. I think is very
Ah,
cool. I don't know if people can see it here. So I basically a default configuration, right? I don't have anything crazy going on. One of the coolest things about this bag, and we'll show people this big kind of a beaver tail here, and just pockets anywhere you can imagine. There's pockets. It can expand out here with this cord, which I have found very cool. I can throw a week's worth of stuff just in this part right here and never have to even touch the actual inside of the bag, which the inside of the bag just stays set up as the stuff I carry every day. So that's super, super cool setup for me. Um, and it kind of makes me wonder a little bit about what would some people change. And I think that one of the things that a lot of people want in a bag is something that's versatile, right? You want to, if you have something that can kind of do it all. I think that's ought to be possibly a pipe dream. But I think
yeah,
one of the things that you do really well is making bags that kind of expand, such as like the triangular gussets that you have in the messengers and the cords in there that can expand and everything. Where it's the capacity varies without being
yeah,
a huge bulky bag that you carry around.
yeah.
Have you experimented with any kind of other? I don't know. I have another bag. I brought some examples here. I'm a dork. I
Oh,
brought
is
examples. Let me grab it. This mystery ranch bag. So
okay.
we bought these for all of our engineers, and as a few years ago, and they have an expansion zipper. If I can even find it. So essentially, it's just a gusset, right? It zips up, it
Yeah,
expands.
yeah,
You can
yeah,
get
yeah.
another. Yeah, yeah. You've seen them.
I
Have you?
understand like there are several things that I would love to like if you were talking about like the backpack, like there was like a version that I was like thinking about and like just like sketching it that was like basically just the frame. So it was like the flap pocket and the bag, and in between could have like put a different like basically expansion bag that like you can have like three of those and just like replace that with like another one. But like the more I played with the idea of having that, like I kind of felt like uh, it didn't like really work for me, and like to have like all this like extra hardware, extra fabric, it's already like a quite heavy bag, and like making it like modular. I felt like that people won't be using it that much as it was like really worth the hassle of like doing that and like the extra clutter that is like involved. So
No, that totally makes sense.
yeah, like most of the like expansion things on my bags are like handled with the PILS, which is the MOLI system that like military is using. So you can customize the bag with like some even like not just AOKU bags, but like also you can use pouches that are from military surplus and stuff like that. Uh, for the backpack, it's kind of like there are like the slots for attaching molly gear on like new places that were not like since it's like first backpack that will allow for like further customization of the backpack. So there are some backpack specific mods that are coming soon out, and
Okay.
uh, you being one of the like founders edition backs, you are going to get some of those like exclusively. So, but like,
Oh, exciting.
but like, if you look at the backpack, it's the design language is based on like two things. One is the tactical vest that everyone can see that because like it looks like reversed uh, plate carrier or like whatever something that you wear on your back. The second inspiration for the backpack is the running backpacks. Basically, like a low profile backpack that like hangs around your body, and like runners wear those. Like obviously, this one is not really good for running. You can get like a better dedicated bag for running, but like you can use it for that. It's completely. I have done it during the testing. So so like that. And if you take those two and like you see there is this molly on the straps,
Yeah.
there's going to be like a tactical, like a front counterpart on for the bag. So basically, if you wear it, you will have like some pockets in the front as well, and like a zipper. And I tend to design some stuff that like I like to feel that was not done before, or it's like really marginalized. So I also would like to create a hood for the backpack, so that like you can create like, and you can have like a hood there that like can work like as an emergency hood. So those are the things that I would love for the backpack.
Yeah, no, I think that's super interesting. I think modularity is something that a lot of people should look into more. Also, I think a lot of people kind of go, what's the perfect thing that I need now? And what I hear from a lot of people is that they need space for your laptops, but they want to be able to get to stuff quickly, right? And
Yeah.
I think if you have, Pal's webbing, if you have Molly, you can attach whatever you want on the outside,
Yeah,
right? I think that's kind of probably the perfect way to go about it. It does bring up one concern that people say to me, which is for physical stuff. I can show you. We have a couple different bags we use for physicals. One of them is the most boring IT guy bag
yeah.
ever.
I can imagine like yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I was thinking that it's worse actually.
yeah, it's like a Swiss gear bag basically. It's just, but it holds two large laptops, lots of exterior storage, and it doesn't really turn heads. So would it be even possible to have something that is versatile and modular while also not being, I don't know, flashy? I feel that I am asking the wrong person about not being flashy, but I'm also the wrong person to talk about it. So
No, actually, like last week when we discussed this talk, like I was like thinking, so okay, so if it's like if we are going to talk about like bags for physical penetration, then that's something. Do you really say penetration all the time? Like it's like I mentioned it a couple of times and everyone starts
yeah,
laughing at me. So okay,
yeah,
so
no,
so
I
it's
I
perfectly
get it
fine
all the
to
time.
use that word. Okay, so I was like
I
thinking.
say I'm a penetration tester, and people kind of giggle, and I'm like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I get it. So first I started thinking about like utilizing what I have like so far, which is like you have like this messenger bag, you have the backpack, and like the technology or like technology that I'm using, like are those like patches. Let's say you have the patch, and like that's like straight. That's a branding for you, and like hearing on what was like on the dark web diaries that like there are people like creating their own entrance cards. So I can imagine that like having a patch with like the older logo of the company that you are trying to infiltrate, place it on the backpack, and it kind of works because like I can imagine like that the people on the reception, they will just like notice that and they will just think, okay, so that's something I haven't been here before. This was done. So I was thinking like patches that can really work, and other, for example, for the backpack, you can always like put a sleeve on that, like
yeah,
basically there are the bags that come up with like a rain cover. You basically have
yeah.
like a small pocket on the bottom, and it's usually there's like some rips of fabric that you put over the backpack. So that's like a really simple way how to camouflage a flashy backpack from what I would do. And to answer your question about like modularity, like I think it's really something that depends on case by case. Because like I was listening to your previous podcast with like Robert, and like I was thinking, okay, so maybe the good thing is like to grab like Stanley bag, like basically like a tool bag, where because like he mentioned like he's pretending to be like an elevator engineer a lot of the time. So basically like getting a Stanley bag that is somehow standardized and have like an insert in that. and have like several different inserts. You can have like an insert that has like a fake bottom. You put like some random tools, and like you have the proper tools under that.
We have certainly done a much less refined version of that, where we
Yeah.
take a tool bag, we throw in our physical tools underneath, and then just grab, whatever's going to make it look legitimate to throw on top of those.
Yeah.
Chances are people don't look that close, but yeah, and it's never it does need some refining, because if you're trying to, I gotta quickly grab this thing, and you're digging, and you're, oh, where did it go?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, you have to have very much everything has a place, and yeah, that's one of the things. Anytime the weather's bad, I really enjoy doing a physical whenever the weather's bad, because I can wear things like my acronym code, like a J1,
Yeah.
pockets, just nobody thinks twice about it, right? Because
Yeah.
oh, it's raining outside. Now, if I wear that on a
Yeah.
hot summer day, people will raise their eyebrows. But that type of thing, where it's like you
Yeah.
have to be able to get to things quickly, and it's you also have to make it blend in. So yeah, no, I think that's a really, really interesting idea. Having an insert made for a tool bag, actually, because a lot of the things that we do whenever we break in, we are posing as, HVAC technicians. We're posing as elevator technicians,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
some other form of inspector.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wear a FedEx shirt, or a DHL shirt.
Yeah, those actually, like from like my graffiti days, like we always like had like orange vest with the reflective stripes on that, because like it's always like all the people who are like looking for writers in like graffiti arts and stuff like that. They always think of that like black ninja hiding in shadows. But like if you see like guys going there in like orange vests with like reflective stripes, you won't think that those guys are going to do some mischief there. So the orange vest is actually like a really good platform for improvement, because like obviously you can have like the most basic one and it can work, but you can always like line it inside with pockets and like make it look like really plain and cheap from the outside. So having a orange vest with like some extra pockets inside, that could really work. And that also works like during like, let's say, summer, when people are like biking to the office, and what they do in here is like they are wearing backpacks, and for the visibility they throw the orange vest over the backpack. So and I can see people going in the office like that they are wearing backpacks under a orange vest. So that's how you can like sneak a lot of things in there.
I think you're about to have people hitting you up for custom orders of orange vests. I, that's a brilliant idea. I mean, yeah, I have an orange vest and like all kinds of high vis stuff in a duffel bag in my truck.
Yeah.
I keep them for physical engagements. I mean, it absolutely comes in handy. And I didn't even think about using that as your actual storage. Because oftentimes you have to go in and you're like, well, I would like to take this tool and this tool, but I can't because XYZ. Especially if I'm going in to look like somebody who's, I former very blue collar life, and I know, okay, I wear my boots, wear my jeans, wear my long sleeve t-shirt, and I'm going in like that. I've got a couple of tools, and I'm just going in like that, and that's kind of like, okay, I can't really hide things, but throw on a vest that is your hidden tool storage. I mean, you can get your little drop boxes in there. Which drop boxes? I had somebody else ask me this after the last episode. I don't think I explained it. Drop boxes are essentially a Raspberry Pi or a Nano Pi, and they dial back to home and let us pivot into the network. And so those are one of our main objectives on a lot of physicals, is we're trying to get in, get that plugged in. That way, then we can start hacking stuff from the inside.
Yeah.
So that was kind of just for
how many do you usually carry? Like, because like I noticed like when you were talking with Robert that you had like several job boxes there. So how many do you usually carry with you?
Depends on the engagement. We scope everything out ahead of time. Always multiple though. I always take 2 to 3. If I can only get one in, then it happens. But you never know if maybe you plug it into a dead Ethernet port, or it's not set up,
I
or
see, I
or
see.
something happens to that one. It had a bad configuration. But so we always try to get a couple of them in just in case. And I know there was one time where, like the same thing I was talking about. I put out, I think, 6 of them. It was a
Yeah.
large campus with about a dozen buildings or more. Um,
Oh yeah, I see, I see.
so we wanted to make sure we had access to everything, and they ended up finding one of them. That wasn't enough to raise alarms, apparently, but they did find one of them, and I still had the other 5 to fall back on, thankfully.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
Do you do
redundancy is
you
definitely a thing.
do you camouflage them or do you just like use ordinary like 3D printed Raspberry Pi cases, or like do you have like a bottle that has like a Raspberry Pi in that looks like ordinary bottle but it's a Dropbox or something like that?
Some of both. So I have some that just say IT do not unplug. It's a
Yeah,
label that we put on it,
yeah,
where if you have to hide it in plain sight, people, oh, IT put that there. They said don't
yeah,
unplug it.
yeah,
Like, that works very well. Sometimes we just use the physical size of them. The nano pies are they're about size of AirPod
yeah.
Pro. They're much smaller than a standard Raspberry Pi, but thicker. And we can drop those behind things very easily. Just tuck them up behind the switch in the rack. We've unscrewed Ethernet jacks in the wall, and
Mm.
then punch the jack through, and then plug it in and stick it back up inside of the wall. I've never seen one of those get found. Those like
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I bet.
Um, but we also have one that we built into a power strip, like a PDU,
Yeah.
where so it's inside of it. So you plug it into the wall, and it's connected. Nobody really thinks about it, and people can plug into it and use it. It still works.
Yeah,
So
that's cool. That's cool.
we had we had that one deployed, and we came back to come get it, and they were using it as a power strip. I was like, I has to take your power strip. It's my computer.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. We should I mean, if we ever get you on the States, we can get you on a physical.
Oh no, I do not want to ruin your like job, but like yeah, I'm always like super curious to hear like all those stories because like you probably have already noticed that like I have like this like um very very adventurous vision of what you are doing on the stakeout and like classical Mr. Robot type of stuff, scanning the cards while talking to people. So I bet like it's much harder work than what it looks on TV. But yeah, I would love to like hear more and more stories like from those.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. So I think it is an exciting job, right? That's why I do it. I mean, I do it because it's exciting. I don't. If it was just boring all the time, I would never do it. But it is also where the stakeout, like, it sounds cool to do a stakeout, but then the reality hits you of like you're sitting in a car for 12 hours.
Yeah.
So kind of ebbs and flows. But hey, as long as you have something else to keep yourself preoccupied with, so that's yeah. So are you able to say anything else that you're working on as far as some designs? Is there anything you're
Yeah, well, I'm currently like more focused on like clothing, which takes like a lot of my time. I'm about to like receive one bag that is like I'm so sorry that it didn't. I was hoping that it will be like here by today, but like they just send it today, so I'll have it on Monday, which is a handbag, like handbag. I mean, like women's wear handbag that has like all these like features that we are used to from AOKU bags. Like you have like pockets
okay?
inside, organizers. You will have the molly there. You will have like a Velcro stripe inside. But from the outside, it's going to look like a leather handbag. It's made from cactus leather. Because I do not want to like do anything like leather. So, but like it's going to look like really sleek and really like minimal. It's also going to be called the shoplifter because like it has like those pockets that like it's you won't see them at first, and uh the also the strap is like modular, so you can use the very same strap for like a short handle or like a crossbody bag that for like more fast-paced action. And it has like a zipper on top, so like I'll show that like to you later, so you will know. And
Yeah,
I can imagine that to be like really useful for like physicals, like
yeah.
because like it's going to I do not want to like undervalue it, that it's not going to like look better than like a standard handbag, but like it's something that can like really blend in.
Yeah, that's very cool. That was another thing I was thinking of is yeah, how do you get the function while it still blends in perfectly with what you typically see. Um, and I think that a lot of the times people see a bag and they say, "Oh, that's and this is for where I'm at specifically. I live in Oklahoma, United States, pretty rural, for the most part. A lot of people are former military. A lot of people are very outdoorsy, and so people think, "Oh, that bag looks tactical. Doesn't that gather all the attention?" And I'm like, "No, not really. Like, go look at what IT people around here carry. For a lot of them are carrying, tactical bags. They're covered in PALS webbing, and they're just kind of commonplace now. So I
Yeah.
think you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself, but at the same time, like don't don't I don't know, don't overestimate how much people are paying attention to you, I guess is another thing that's pretty
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah, that's what
For
I
sure.
like told you, that like maybe like I should make like a molly cover for the backpack, so it's not like all that flashy with like molly, but then it's kind of, well, I tried, but it looked like there was like something extra, and like I think it brought like even more attention. And like I remember what you said, like that people are like really using the 511, like the classical military bag that like has all the like pulse webbing on that. And like friend of mine who is like he's like not working with the IT, but he's like coding and like front end developer, and like what he's wearing is basically like he wears like military cargos. He has like a olive backpack. He has like a medikit strapped onto that, and he has like attaches of his like blood class on that. So it's something that if you can get away with like being IT, then yeah, people are wearing that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I that's and we've gone into a lot of buildings and nobody's ever been like, I pegged you from your backpack. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's never happened. It's never happened. They've always been, if somebody gets caught, it's usually like, what are you doing in my server room? It's not.
Yeah, I am with the IT. I am with the IT. Yeah, I
That's
can
usually what we
imagine.
say. And then
Yeah.
act confused. That's always another good one. What are you doing? Huh? What? I work here. What are you talking about? Why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me? Um, right on. Well, I think I actually would really, really like to talk to you more about your well, that's what do we call it? A tactical safety vest. I don't know. We'll work on a name, but
Okay,
I
okay.
would I really want to talk more about that. I think that there we could probably get some of those from you if you would be interested. If you would be
Yeah, I
interested,
will
because
certainly be like, friend of mine just like wanted to make a jacket from me that is basically like what he's going to do. He's going to grab a jacket from the transport authority in Prague. So it's like a really shitty looking blue jacket with like a logo here. It has like a collar. But like the thing is, like when you are wearing this, no one asks you for a ticket, and you can basically in the Prague traffic, you can do anything. Like you can go places, and no one will ask you ever about it. And exactly, he wanted like, can you just like line it with like something more premium, so I don't feel like I'm wearing this crap. So I was like, okay, mom, you can do that. So
that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, and that's I mean, we talked a lot about the bags, but your jackets also, like the amount of hidden features. Sarah also owns one of the most recent coat that you made. And like the PALS webbing and a big drop pocket inside of it and everything like that.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
tempted to pick one up myself as well because like you could throw, I've got a smaller GPD computer that we take. Like I could take everything that I need for a pen test in that coat and not even need a pen.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. The thing is, when I'm designing stuff, I really do not want to like throw it in the user's face, not to make it like that obvious that the functionality is there. That's what makes like techwear from me. It's not like having like a huge pocket on front, like no this for. I'm not dissing the J1A. It's like iconic jacket, and like the pocket is like brilliant, but
Yeah.
someone is already doing that, and like the way I want to design my stuff is slightly more more. I just think differently about it. I just like want to hide every seam. Do not like have exposed zippers that have are just like half of the zipper, or like have like open zippers and stuff like that. So I always like try to like for example on the jacket there is this like the pocket that is like extended beyond the zipper, which was like very hard for the seamstresses to make, uh, because like they were just like just slap it on that, and I was like no, you can't see the seams from the outside. And so yeah, so I go extra mile with these, and it's not just the clothing, it's even the bags that like have the features done in a way that uh certain parts cover certain construction details that are hidden behind that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have one more thing I wanted to ask you about. So
Yeah.
for people you mentioned, you got started out of needing things, functionality. How do you modify these things? So for somebody who wants to get started, because I mean, I've often wanted to jump into some, changing some stuff. Thankfully,
Yes.
my wife is fantastic at making things. She's a professional leather worker. I mean, she can sew, not a problem. So I need something. I need a pouch made, whatever. I typically throw it her way. But for somebody that wants to get started and hey, I just need a pouch that goes on this bag, or hey, I would like to make it to where this jacket has pockets on the inside. What's how would somebody get started on that who just knows nothing? Some IT guy like me.
Okay, so when I got the idea to customize the acronym bag, I was like thinking, okay, so I'm going to ask someone, like look for a professional to do the job. But like then I realized like I want this much stuff on it. Like how am I going to explain it to the person who is in there? So if your plans are not really complex and you sure you can like explain it to the people, go and find a professional around you. But if you want to have like some fun and do like some stuff like your way, first get like a good sewing machine. I would recommend something that has like that has a metal core in there. So like there's like this single heavy duty which can like handle most of the stuff. You won't be able to sew like a t-shirt with it, but you will be able to like customize most of your like hard goods and like non-stretchy fabrics. Uh, Take stuff that you think like I would really recommend everyone to go and look into military surplus and how the bags are constructed, how they solve things, because like they the military gear is designed for people who put their lives out, you know, so there has to be like a lot of research. Just take those gear, like take it apart, attach a pocket somewhere, put it back together, look at it, repeat, and like that's like really how I would like recommend anyone to start looking into like customizing bags. If there's anyone who would like to have like a custom vest that has like this like lining with like pockets, the high-vis vest that we discussed earlier. I think that's like a really simple object to replicate. So just like get a bunch of those and like experiment with them, and you will
Yes.
sooner or later you will get like really good in that. And especially if you are like making it for you, like some crooked seams, that doesn't matter, so just do it, and yeah, put the edge binding on the inside.
Gotcha. All right. Well, awesome. Did you have anything else you wanted to chat about while we're here?
I was like first, like I was like kind of curious if like we are going to discuss like how to do the the bag for like ordinary hacker day, or like if it's like the physical penetration bag. So
Mhm.
that was kind of like, it's like those are like two completely different realms, right?
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
for what you need for like office life, and like uh having your laptop always next to you, compared to like being covered and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
if
I mean,
if you were interested, like I can have a look in the best thing, and like maybe we can do like a follow up sometimes later, and like discuss the features, and like how we
yeah,
how we went about it.
absolutely. Well, I will tell you, as far as the office typical goes, I think that I'm for now I have essentially no complaints on the bag that I just got from you guys. So I mean, if you're watching this and you're looking for a bag, and you're let's it's going to be out of a lot of what people are willing to spend, uh, for sure. It's not everybody wants to is down to just buy like the best thing possible. I mean, for me, I said I want the best thing possible. This is something I've tried dozens. If I would have bought this from the get go, I would have saved money over the last 15 backpacks that I've bought over the
Yeah.
years. So I mean, that's my philosophy on it, is just buy the best thing that you can and not buy a whole bunch of crap that's gonna sit in the closet.
Yeah.
That's my theory on it. But if you're looking for something like that, check out, we'll link the AOKU website. Check out the bags. I don't know if you're planning on doing another run, right?
Yes, I'm actually like the run is going to happen in like 10 days or something, but like it's going to be like much smaller than the previous one, because like the backpacks, it takes like a day and a half to be made in the like really skilled workshop. Like they are like military contractors. They do stuff for the Bundeswehr. I'm like really proud of their work. They are like really awesome, and I'm like so happy that like they are working for AOKU and like creating those awesome bags.
Yeah, I can attest to that for sure. For sure. Yeah. Well, man, thank you for coming on, and we'll stick around for a second after we stop recording and all that. But
Yeah, sure.
so where can people find you?
Okay, so if you have like there's like my website, which is aokuware.com. It's aokuware.com, and like
We'll put
I'm
that in the
also,
description.
yeah, I'm in on Instagram as like AOKUCO. Message me if you have like any like questions. I love to talk about it, and like it's like really my passion to discuss that stuff, and like also like gather some information about like what people are like to their bags and clothes to do. It's like research is like really big part of the process, and like I have like watched tons of videos of like what I'm wearing in my like carrying in my backpack before I started like designing the pocket layouts and everything for the backpack. So yeah, so
All
talk
right.
to me. I would love to gather information, and like maybe we can create something or something
So
like that.
send you our bag dumps and our pocket dumps. Just
Yeah, well, awesome,
this is what I
awesome,
got. Yeah.
awesome,
All right.
awesome.
Cool. Well, thank you again so much for
Thank
being
you
with
so
us here
much
today.
for having me. Thank you so much. Have a great
Yeah,
day,
of course. Yeah.
and
Thanks
enjoy
everybody
enjoy
for
the meetup. Uh,
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching another episode of Secure After Dark.